Alrighty. Here is your recap. I will make. I have gave everyone big bear hugs. The top line. So go ahead and pause. And pause. Alrighty. There is your recap. Hello, YouTube.
Hello,
Hello again,
YouTube.
How?
Greetings. So,
So,
we got our little recap. Everybody's had an opportunity to read it. Did Aste get a chance to read it while we were gabbing?
I read my recap, I think. Unless I should know the entire regular recap too, but I figure my character wouldn't know.
Yeah, your character wouldn't know what happened during the last session, so I guess if you want to
Yeah, I'll admit
not
that.
metagame.
Yeah, I'll admit that, yeah.
Cool. So, last time we met and all those things happened, and then you dropped off Mr. Warthurl at the Salt End Landing Academy for the Arts, and he sort of slipped in through a side gate and went along his way to do his business, and you all turned on your heel and are currently headed back to the Cerulean View to enjoy a nice supper, I believe. And as you're walking along and possibly still discussing what your expectations are for when you might hear back from Mr. Warthurl regarding the location and security of the Orb of Orcus, you hear a voice.
very
A
quiet.
familiar voice.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah.
Ah. So I'm gonna basically just pop out of a... I'm gonna go ahead and pop out of an alleyway, like, twiddling my, my orb. And be like, where have you guys been?
We've been here the whole time.
God damn it. Are you referencing what I think you're referencing, Will?
Yes.
God damn it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of Sam Reich. Yes.
Indeed. Well, Foggy is going to look at Aste and say, you of all people asking the question of where the hell have we been is rich. You know that, right?
As rich as a pauper. Anyways.
Oh, boy.
I'm just curious. You guys kind of just disappeared on me.
We disappear. You're the one that does the disappearing.
That's all a matter of perspective, I think. Wouldn't you say?
I don't know.
Don't confuse
Would
Maiev,
Maiev?
please.
I don't think Maiev would. She's gonna start spiraling.
By the sounds of it, Maiev isn't the only one who's confused here. Now, I could go into
Yeah, I suppose.
I could go into the dedicated situation of transportational magics and time and
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Sorry we disappeared.
it's okay. I just try not to
Just try not to do it too often. So he just sort of slips in with the group, and y'all continue strolling toward the Cerulean View.
Snaps will give him back his little ropey doodad.
Oh no, I was holding it. Oh no, I was holding it.
Haven't you had it?
Snaps could look for it in her bag if she'd like.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about some other Orby thing that you had, but okay. Cool. So it disappeared out of my bag. So you've got it. No worries. Snaps is utterly confused now.
Yeah.
She's going to just surreptitiously dig through the bag.
Just to see if there's another one.
Yep.
And he's gonna put away the orb and just. Right. So what's going on?
Welcome to Salt End Landing.
It's been quite a nice place to me.
How long have you been here?
I don't remember.
About a minute and a half.
Yeah, we'll say that. About a minute and a half.
We have to get you fancy pants.
I already have some.
And
Ones on my
Maiev is Maiev is going to run at Aste and give him a butt grabbing bear hug.
She will grab and hug air. I'm gonna go.
He's gonna
Oh, you're gonna
reaction
flip out of the way?
teleport away.
Yeah. Oh, do I get a long rest? Did we long rest?
Yes,
anywhere there?
you definitely will have had a long rest at some point. Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you blipped into a different existence. I'm sure you had 4 hours to contemplate.
Yeah, so she hugs.
Yeah, for
Sarge.
Aste, he's probably been gone about 2 months.
Welcome
But-
to.
But
yeah,
for
welcome
you
to
guys, he's
dimensional
been
time
gone a
scaling.
day.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like he said, he could go into timey-wimey. But yeah, so she
It's
hugs
fine.
stars. It's great.
Well,
Mm.
oh,
Bom,
Oh,
bom,
boy.
bom. The boss music starts.
So yeah, Maiev runs over to try and give him a hug, and he blips out of her arms before she gets a good grip.
well.
No
She
mom
does get a
hug
pat on
for
the back
you
after.
then.
She does get a pat on the back after.
And I
Fine.
think,
I guess.
is it true that if Maiev looks, she will discover that he's already wearing some pretty fancy pants?
Oh yeah, this dude has an impeccable sense of style. He has an impeccable sense of style.
She'll
Found
like
all-
spin on her heels when she gets the pat on the back and then like give him a once over and be like, okay, fine. I guess your pants are pretty fancy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's a sense of style that's really acquired to the Astral Sea and those who live in it. But I appreciate it nonetheless.
I guess now would be a good time for all of the bookkeeping conversations that we sort of tabled during the last session, where you guys were gonna determine how much fancy paper and ink Aste would have bought while he was in town.
Well, I mean, it is kind of late, and Snaps forgot to pick up some chocolate, so she was gonna ask the gang to do a little shopping in the morning.
Ah,
She
cool.
needs to get chocolate for Mrs. Scaros. But hey, there's shopping in this town, Aste. Everything
Yeah.
is a little more spendy. It's like a 15% markup.
I don't mind.
But if you need wizardy supplies,
Oh, you know I do.
Yeah, there was
Wow.
it has occurred to me as a player at this point that I had forgotten to provide Aste that information about the 2 potential scrolls he might buy between sessions, but we can do it in the in-game morning.
I think you guys left those scrolls. If I remember right.
Is everybody okay over at Lyncera's?
Yeah, I was gonna say
They're
it sounds
really
like someone
having
has
some
initiated
activity.
a boss fight. What's happening?
Well, Kiddo is calling, and in the process, we spilled Sarah's water all over the floor, so I'm cleaning it up.
Oh no.
Yeah. So what I'm seeing in my inventory is that there's a first level scroll of Fog Cloud and a 4th level scroll of Elemental Bane. Is that the ones
There
we're
are
talking
2 other scrolls that could potentially be
those are
purchased
2
in the
scrolls
near future.
that we
about?
gave you from the inventory. There are others that can be purchased.
Yes, I have the
In town.
pricing information when Mom is ready for me to give it to you.
Oh.
Speaking of bookkeeping, hey Asta,
Oh,
you
and
use
there was
longswords, right?
also, yeah.
Huh?
You use longswords, right?
Yes, I do.
Snaps, since she was digging through the bag already as we're walking, she's going to pull out the Serpent's Fang longsword. This one you don't need to connect to. You don't need to attune to it. You need she kind of wiggles it around. She's not proficient with this thing. You need a longsword?
I mean, yeah, I would love an upgrade. Don't get me wrong. If
Here,
you want to give it to
she's
me,
just going to hand it over. It's
No,
the
okay.
Serpent's Fang longsword.
thank you. Jeez.
It's clean.
Okay.
We all got tricked out with stuff from the bag of holding
Yeah, really.
last week.
I'm getting like all kinds of good stuff.
What does she want?
And you said I don't need to attune to this either? That's
Correct.
like
The serpent's
It
fang
is
is a
not.
non-attuned
Yeah.
blade.
it's just an
think
extra
it's
1d10
just
poison.
got a
What?
poison situation.
That's so good. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's awesome. Thank you. And then what were the 2 scrolls that I could buy?
Is it cool if I give him that information now, Mama?
Yes. Yes.
Cool. There is a scroll of Longstrider for 144 gold and a scroll of Thunderstep for 480 gold.
Okay, let me check real quick. I don't know if I know these spells.
And our there's also, I think it was 650 gold pieces worth of magical paper and ink in this town.
I'm sorry.
600.
I DM'd you those numbers in case
600.
you wanted to.
Gotcha. I mean, I have a ton of gold for some reason, apparently. I have like 58 platinum and like nearly 4,000 gold.
Because we got pirate treasure.
Yeah, I think I may have added it to your sheet for you.
Jeez, oh, flip.
Or no, you stayed on when we finished that session. You and me and Snap stayed online and added it all to your. You added it.
Right.
It was the loot from the pirate horde that you guys found.
Mhm. Let me make sure that these are spells that I can know. What level
Pretty
is each of these?
Uh,
Longstrider is first, right? I do not know Longstrider, so I could use that. So I will take that. So minus, and then Thunderstep is what level?
Thunderstep, I believe, is a third. Yes, it's a third. And it is a wizard spell, so you can learn it.
Okay, I'll take that as well. 144 plus 480.
I missed some loud doggos.
624 on the cost of the scrolls.
Something just occurred to me. Eep.
Okay.
If she goes another time, I'm telling you.
28%.
If what?
624. Okay. Sorry. I know I'm doing bookkeeping. I'm sorry.
No, we planned on bookkeeping at the beginning of the session, knowing that
Okay.
you weren't here. So we had a bunch of. If you watched last week's video, which you didn't because you didn't want to metagame, good boy. During that video, there were several places where we were like, okay, when we get back together with and Andrew and we're gonna have to, he's gonna decide, and we're gonna, and so at the beginning of the next session, we'll figure it out.
One thing that Aste would know was that he went to the privy, and that's where he disappeared from. Or where we disappeared from him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's true. Snaps found the Hargitzi's rope twine thing. What's it called? Hargitzi's knot on the floor in the privy.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because she was doing a pee-pee dance outside the privy waiting for Aste to come back out. And he never came back out.
Okay, so I'll buy both of the scrolls as I just put them in my backpack. And then this wizard ink stuff for Scrolly Woolly.
Yeah, parchment and ink, 600 gold pieces worth is available.
Arch.
I can't remember the usage. You can look it up on D&D Beyond. I think it's like 50 gold pieces worth of parchment and ink per spell level.
To copy
So a third level
scroll
spell
have
would cost
into
you
your
150 gold pieces worth of the stuff.
Gotcha. Well, I can't do thirds yet, so once I can, I'm gonna scribe that one down. I'm definitely gonna, I'm gonna buy all of that. By the way.
Yeah, because we've already, the rest of the party already has assumed that you can't get this kind of parchment and ink in Dybrook or even probably Dracot.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I'm going to take 600 gold away from myself. And I'm going to, so how fast is the scribing again? I can't remember.
I gotcha.
Double checking. Grease checking.
Because it's a pain in the ass, I remember.
Yeah. But it can't be free. Might as well be a cleric.
Yeah, really. Wizard issues.
For
How
each
dare I
level
do them?
of the spell, the process takes 2 hours and 50 gold.
2 hours, that's it? Oh.
Yes.
per level spell.
2 hours
Okay.
per level of the spell. So if it's a 6-hour spell, it's 6 hours. No,
Okay, that's
8. I can math, I swear. That just
And
happened.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, like
how
I said,
many hours per day are we allowing Snaps to read her book right now?
While we are in the art. Just
Huh?
mostly travel time and
Mm-hmm.
is when she's been reading, and then like maybe an hour before bed and everyone's wind down time.
yeah, so I
So
could just do it at
you're,
night.
yeah, I'd say you could get at least 2 hours a day in
Well, I mean, I transfer.
transcribing.
Because I only
Yeah.
transfer
Yeah.
4 hours a night, so I could do that
Yeah.
at night. Whenever we go to long rest next, I'll just do it. It's fine.
Yeah.
But
But I'd say you'd max out at 4 hours a day,
probably
being
yeah,
able to focus on that task.
probably yeah. Oh yeah, did we get any XP or anything? I'm just wondering.
If
Nope.
we did, it
Not
probably,
last session.
Yeah, if we did, it probably would have been added to your sheet for you at this point, just for
Okay, gotcha.
your simplicity.
Gotcha. Okay.
No money, no experience last session. That
That's
was a straightforward one.
Alrighty. I think I'm ready then. I think I've got everything.
So, strolling back toward the cerulean view. Anybody want to tell Aste what's going on, what you did since you arrived in town? Literally, it was a shopping day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys can just give him a quick update on what's been going on, what decision was made regarding the Orb of Orcus.
Yeah. We can do that.
You
So
should
we
do that
are-
now.
Yeah, we're walking back from dropping off Mr. Warthurl with the orb.
Oh, yeah.
So-
Stupid, sorry.
The the bad evil orb, the Orb of Orcus. We know a smart guy named Mr. Warthurl, and he's gonna take the orb to be locked up in Candlekeep. And he's supposed to message us within 24 hours?
Or I'm supposed to message him, I suppose, and confirm he's okay.
Right.
Supposed to hear back.
Okay. That seems no.
I don't know if we want to stick around town because we've got shopping for us day, and then I need to pick up chocolate tomorrow. I don't know if we want to check out the gallery and hang around while we kind of wait for word from Warthurl, or if we just want to hit the road tomorrow.
Well, we should over here. Let's just see what's what.
Yeah.
That's what.
No issues there. I take it.
Since we went to the academy, but we couldn't go in because it was closed, I'm interested now.
I've heard so much about it, and I'm just a little curious to see what sort of shenanigans goes on behind those walls.
Right.
I didn't really get a chance when I came through this way. I didn't really hang out in Sultan very long.
And the Effie, she said the people at the academy were kind of weird. That's why she left.
Yeah, she did say that. She had some disappointments with how they went about their teachings and things of art, it sounded like.
Mhm.
Like her
Plus,
way
I'm sure
of
we
doing
can
it-
wear our fancy pants.
Well, I think we'll stand out no matter what we wear.
Yeah.
I believe Effie actually expressed concerns about the students more than the teaching.
Right.
She said the kids were weird.
The kids were weird.
Like they're dead inside?
Oh,
Oh, I heard
I've never
I heard
been-
something in the tavern earlier today when we dropped off the horses, and I was going in the tavern to I was going in the tavern to see if they had rooms, and I heard some people talking, and this lady was saying that someone is running out of something and they're losing their spark. She seemed really concerned, but she was talking to this guy, and they were eating. I didn't want to butt in. Maybe we should go check it out.
So help me, if there's like dead evil things inside this place.
Dead evil things, always fun.
Did we retrieve our weapons on the way out? I assume.
Yeah, you're gonna have to drop them off again.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because
So-
we're going back for dinner first.
All right. It's dinner time.
Yeah.
Right. Dinner time.
Well, maybe we'll check that out tomorrow.
Mm.
So you make your way back to the Cerulean View and into the lobby of the Cerulean View, which looks like... Oh, come on. That.
Right.
There we go. Okay.
And Mr. Gouty Snoot is standing back there in the back under that behind the counter under that chandelier. And he starts, the minute you approach the threshold, he starts to dash and then recognizes you and stops and slips back behind the counter and waves politely at Lady Rotha. Oh, welcome back, Lady Rotha. I didn't see you all leave, but I'm glad to see you have returned. Yes, he would have seen you leave because you would have had to go through him to get your weapons back. Great. So, hi. So you're back. Good. That was a quick little jaunt in town. Would you like to relieve yourselves of your weapons again?
And I wouldn't
Like-
really like to.
Required to? Possibly.
And he just stammers and holds his hands out.
Right. We know the drill, Mister.
Yeah,
Gouty Snoot.
No, Mister Gouty Snoot.
I will hand over my weapon as I have far deadlier weapons throughout my body.
Oh, right.
So yeah, he holds his hands out over this metal plate in his counter, and as you pile any physical weapons that you have into his hands, he gestures towards a much smaller metal pad on your side of the counter, onto which his expectation is you will place your hand.
Right.
And
Here we
if
go.
you let the others go first, Aste, you'll see they put their hand on the thing, and then there's this whooshing sound, and all of the weapons disappear.
Wait, what? All the weapons.
I imagine the professor is taking furious notes.
I would say, like, that's interesting. Okay, so it just makes weapons disappear. It's not like.
Oh, they're
stuff
secure, sir. So it's fine, sir. They're very secure.
Right.
I promise you that.
I'm just curious. It's full of magic. That whether it's abjuration or illusion.
Oh, I forgive me, sir. I'm not versed in magics. I just know how to operate the desk.
That's fine.
Yes. If you put your hand here, sir, and then whoosh.
It does. I wish there was like magic site in this edition. Gosh darn it! I want to see what like. That's fine. I'm getting too into the role. Continue. Continue.
Here we go. So, will you be joining us for supper this evening or returning to your room?
I think the plan was supper and then room.
Dinner. Yeah.
Supper, please.
Food.
And so he will gesture to the archway to his left. And if you look in there, you'll see that it's relatively dim. There are candles on each of the tables. There are no patrons in the restaurant at this time.
Okay.
But he will just simply gesture in the direction, please make your way and have a seat. What's her name? Janae will be with you in just a moment if you'll just take a seat in the restaurant.
Dusk is going to hang back for a second with Mr. Goudy Snoot.
Mm-hmm.
And just sort of as his comrade just sort of walk, he's just going to turn and kind of, I'm sure he's shorter than him. Just say, Mr. Goudy Snoot, could I bother you for a small favor?
Oh, quite possibly, sir. What can I do for you?
Well, one's a question and one's a favor. First question is, I understand you've relieved us of our weapons, but how do you control people who are more familiar with the arcane arts?
And there's this blank look on his face.
You know, like if someone wanted to, harm one of us with a magic spell?
I don't really have an answer for that, sir. It's not something we generally experience here in town. I imagine if there were someone out to harm Lady Rasa, that a simple scream from her would alert you and the boys to her aid immediately. If
you have
you
no
are
idea.
concerned.
You have no idea. But
I mean,
as long as if we were to use our own enchantments to protect ourselves, they wouldn't backfire on us for some reason. Or alert you all to such a thing.
Not that I'm aware of, sir. It's simply there are no physical weapons permitted on the premises.
Excellent.
So if one were to, I understand that one can create a weapon out of thin air. Is a thing that some magic people can do. And if they were to do that in a restricted area, the alarms would sound upon its apparition.
Excellent. And my favor, small little favor, is should anybody come to the Cerulean, I've already forgotten the name of this place. Cerulean View. I remember the hard word, but not the easy word. If someone should show up to the Cerulean View looking for Lady Rasa, or the Wanderers of Fate, or any somebody looking like one of us, or asking about somebody that looks like one of us, you just send someone up to our room to give us a heads up, all right? And he's gonna try and palm him 5 gold pieces.
His hands will remain palm down on the desk, and he will look at you confused. He will look at you a little confused and say, I'm not certain who the Wanderers might be. I've never heard of them. And Lady Rasa does not sound familiar to me, sir.
That's the issue, is someone else that you're not familiar with may be looking for us. Someone
and
that
he would receive, they would receive the same response, sir. I don't know who Lady Rasa is. I've never heard that name before.
That's very wise of you. He's just gonna plant the 5 gold down and just say,
leave it on the counter and walk away.
Say, compliments for your absolutely professional service.
Oh my goodness, where did this come from? I'm so sorry, sir. Let me clear this away. And he'll just brush it down the side of his desk. And how may I help you?
Yeah, sorry. I just saw some stuff on your. Good day.
Yes, supper is that way, and he'll point you toward the archway.
I'm absolutely chuffed.
I'm so confused.
Don't worry about it.
Are we missing something?
Awkward social encounters. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I just realized that's Osday talking, not Andrew. My bad.
Are we missing someone?
No, it's fine.
Are there doppelgangers?
Dusk will show up moments later to the table.
Are there doppelgangers?
All right.
Something?
No,
What was all
he's
that?
worried we're being followed.
By who?
Bad guys.
Okay.
You
believe
remember
there
they're
I
being
believe there are
scryed on
people-
in the
yeah,
mornings.
we were being scryed on at one point. You would definitely remember that. Yeah.
We're being watched. We're being hunted.
One
You
of
know,
the
we have
artifacts we're carrying has somebody's eye.
And
assassin
they're saying
teams
all of
waiting
this
for us
in
sometimes.
hushed voices.
Mm.
Yeah, of course. House voices.
Oh, we can cast thirds. I just realized. Wait, what?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
probably have
somebody
third level
clearly
slots, but
following
don't
us.
have any third spells equipped right now.
I don't know. Oh, I can cast thirds as a sorcerer. Oh.
There we go.
That's what I was doing. I was casting thirds as a sorcerer. Wait, so it's not a sorcerer. Oh, I can't scribe as a sorcerer. Okay. No, don't mind me.
Okay. So, food is served in the restaurant. You arrive, you settle in your seats, and this woman, probably like 5'8", she's pretty tall, slender build, long swooshy skirt on, and an apron, a pristine white starched apron, hanging in front, and holding a little, you know, waitress book that one might write things on. And she approaches the group and lights the candle in the middle of your table and greets you all and good evening. It's lovely to see you all. There are 1, 2, and she does a head count, scribbles a little something on her tablet, and turns and walks away.
Okay. Well, that was something.
Hmm.
Definitely, definitely the most
Maybe
personable
she's
way.
going to get us water.
A few minutes pass, and a different person, much shorter, probably 5'2", with a little tray, approaches the table. And she has this empty tray on which there is a little pad of paper, not unlike Janae's little thing of paper. And she just surveys the group of you, just taking a moment to look each of you in the eye and nodding. Good evening. Good to see you. Nice of you to join us. Oh, what a lovely necklace. Oh, I love your blouse. Oh, what a pretty vest. Excuse me, and walks away.
No, I'm just staring at them the whole time. I don't say a word back.
Mayev's just gonna lean over to Rasa. Aren't they supposed to ask us if we want booze?
Something tells me they already know if we want that.
I guess you would have assumed.
I think this is mental
would they
magic.
know?
I think this is what's going on.
Was I
They're reading our
accidentally
minds?
talking in someone's head again?
No, I think people are talking in or rather reading ours. I think that's what's happening here. But that could just
Well,
be my
that could be.
So is this usually how fancy restaurants work?
no, which is really interesting. It's,
Look how many forks there are.
but I could also be wrong.
Look at all these forks.
I could be wrong, of course, but something's telling me that they're reading our minds for what we want to eat. We'll see.
If they're reading minds, I might have just embarrassed us.
I think they're looking for some more information. I'm not sure. Anyways, and then I cross my legs and sit to myself.
Janae comes strolling back from wherever it is she wanders off to, and this time she has these 2 huge platters, and she dips and slides one onto an adjacent table nearby, and then rotates the other one around so that she's holding it in one hand, and proceeds to remove plates and dishes from this large platter, and she places in front of Lady Rasa a plate and announces tiny pan-roasted pastry rolls filled with an herbed vegetable puree, a blend of artisanal cheeses, and tender bites of salty aged meat. And then she turns and grabs a different plate and leans down and places it in front of Dusk and says, a variety of braised fruits, dressed in a complex and savory glaze. And she turns to Foggy. This is, pardon me. And she puts down the big platter on another adjacent table and picks up your plate with two hands and comes back to you, and it kind of goes thunk on the table when she puts it down. And she says, I believe this is both pork and poultry. It appears that vegetables are not on the menu for you, kind sir. And what you have in front of you is more meat than any one person should consume in any single sitting. Stacked.
Oh, they
On
ordered
stacked
for
on
2
stacked.
for me because there's 2 brains that they read. Oh no!
There's one plate with an enormous sum of just meat.
All right,
Charred meat, rare meat, chicken, beef, pork. It's all the meat, all stacked up artistically with nothing green in sight.
Nasa's just
That's-
sitting and nodding. He knew this was coming.
That's great.
And then she goes to the other platter and picks it up and turns to Maiev and places a plate in front of her and says, flaky pastries in various shapes and sizes, each dressed or filled with a fruit compote or salty meat and various cheeses. You should enjoy this, my dear. And then turns to Snaps and puts down a plate. This is seared fish with vibrant green herb and nut puree. And here are some steamed root vegetables. And then finally to Aste, she sort of deftly lowers the platter from beneath his plate that she is holding and slips it behind her back as she bends and places his plate in front of him. Medallions of boar crusted in herbs, paired with seasonal fruit compote and a root vegetable puree. And then she literally just turns on her heel, grabs the other empty platter, and walks away.
Right. So she was reading our minds. Yes.
I hope she didn't hear all of it.
No, I take it they have restrictions.
We really
And within
depends on
a moment or two, yes, that looks very much like the amount of meat that is on Gregory's plate. Within a moment or two, the shorter woman reappears with a platter and lowers in front of Lady Rasa a beautiful ornate goblet with a black liquid in it and just sets it down silently. And then more of a tankard made of pewter or maybe platinum. It's very shiny with a beige foam on top in front of Dusk. A shorter clear glass with a clear liquid inside of it. Looks like a glass of water on the table in front of Maiev. Foggy receives a very tall, narrow, like champagne flute shaped glass with light pink and a light pink liquid with tiny shards of white stuff floating in it. Snaps receives a Tom Collins glass, the narrow, tall glass with a let's see here, green liquid in it, but there is this weird spiral of yellow color swirling around it, whether that's on the glass and then the liquid is added, or whether it's a solid something that's dissolving in the green liquid that is made of yellow. It's hard to tell, but there's yellow and green in the cup. And then finally, Aste receives a what would be like a whiskey or an old-fashioned type glass, very much like Maev's water, except that it is cherry red with purple colors swirling in and around and little chunks of green fruit floating in it.
Ah, is this what I think it is?
And she says, Thank you very much. Please let me know if you need a second serving. And what else is she going to say? Yeah, let me know if you need an additional serving, and we'll turn and return to from wherever it is she came from.
Considering what I think this might be, is my drink glowing? I know it's a weird question.
Yes.
So is this is this Alphen grape wine?
No.
Oh, it's not. Oh, well then. All right.
This is a Pomeranian Tanqueray and Zorka berry tonic.
Huh.
Huh? I don't know what that is.
I know some of those words, genuinely.
I actually don't know. I totally thought this was Alphen grape wine. I'm not gonna lie. Zorka berries. Oh. Okay.
What was it again?
Well, you don't know. Honestly, I was saying the name of it because I thought that maybe Andrew had actually heard of it.
Can I get the typed
don't
out
know.
for me? Could you get that typed out for me? Like, I actually have no idea what the heck you just said, and that really interests me.
I thought I heard Tanqueray, and I was very confused.
You did hear Tanqueray, which is a real life alcoholic beverage thingy.
It's an ew. That's what it is.
Tanqueray.
Do not enjoy.
There you go.
Tamarind, Tanqueray, and Zorka berry. Okay.
So, the food, if
Cass
anybody
identify
decides
on
to
his
taste
drink.
it, yeah. The food, if anybody chooses to taste it, is exactly as described: opulent, delicious, exquisite, or savory beyond savory if it's just meat. But it is delicious and fantastically seasoned and beautifully flavorful, and probably the best food you have consumed in 2 years, if not longer. Like, even better than anything that Gilly ever brought you.
This is
Now,
probably.
I was going to say this is probably the best food my character's ever eaten.
This is
Yeah,
probably
probably.
Yeah.
This is probably something better than I've had in 700 years. Because we don't eat in the astral sea.
Snaps is very excited about her food, but she is kind of spinning her glass dubiously before she takes a drink. She's sniffing it. She's looking at it.
I'm definitely just drinking.
Well, okay, so you've already taken a sip there, Aste?
I figure I would love this drink, so I'm gonna give it a shot.
Great. Could I have a Constitution saving throw?
Yeah. Let's get it. Let's get it.
Oh, oh crap! I forgot to grab my dice.
Oh no!
I was gonna say, Rasa probably considers this not to be unusual, so she just tucks in.
Where the crap is my dice?
You're sipping your black beverage?
Yep.
Great.
Ah, crap. When? Okay, I'm just gonna do online rolls. I don't feel like finding my dice right now. Okay, my Constitution saving roll is 15.
Great.
I'm a sorcerer. This is why I picked sorcerer first.
Yeah. So, what I will tell you is that by the time you complete consuming this beverage, you will have the ability to levitate, if you don't already, for the next 3 hours, utilizing no resources. And you will have a +2 to your strength score for the next 24.
Oh.
Ooh. Yeah, I'm definitely drinking mine as well.
Well, Rasa immediately took a sip of her pitch black beverage, and it goes down slowly, and it coats your mouth and throat in a very comforting way. There's a little bit of a sourness to it, but it's not too terribly unpleasant. And you will have advantage on hiding escaping, and sleight of hand checks for the next 24 hours.
Hiding, escaping, and sleight of hand.
Hiding, escaping, and sleight of hand.
And so I start levitating out of my seat.
Yeah, you just suddenly felt a little bit lighter in your center than usual, and it might give you the urge to levitate up out of your seat for a moment.
I'm sitting on stars.
And that beverage is an extremely rare drink obtained from by a group of spelljamming adventurers and delivered to Trinity. So it is something that you should have been at least somewhat familiar with.
Yup, and everyone will see that, like, a level of nostalgic happiness that he has not shown since you guys have met as he's drinking this. He's
Yeah,
like,
that Zorka berry in there just tickled your fancy. The fact that somebody had Zorka berries
yeah,
brings up like a childlike glee in you.
exactly. And he's like literally sitting on little stars now instead of the chair, just above the chair. But he's just like leaning back like he's in a hammock, just happy sipping on this.
All right, who else took a sip?
Maya did a
definitely.
sniff and then just tossed it back.
Maiev has a clear liquid in a plain drinking glass, which looks like water, but as you take that first smell, it smells like warming spices, like cinnamon and cardamom. And as you take that first sip, you realize that what you have is essentially spiced wine that looks like a glass of water. You could call it Mommy's little secret.
That's
I need
great.
a. There is no check involved with completing, with consuming your beverage, but you need to know that this particular beverage, by the time you finish consuming it, your constitution is increased by 2, and you are imbued with the power of the Eternal Mother for 24 hours.
What?
And what that means is a gentle pat. A gentle pat from your hand will immediately result in the effects of Calm Emotions spell on the targeted creature.
Oh no.
And because Calm
What?
Emotions has a roll against it or whatever, your DC is 15 for that spell. And it is literally only for 24 hours. It's not like you're permanently imbued with that. So your constitution is increased by 2 for 24 hours, and you can calm people down DC 15. Who's next?
Dusk would take a hearty sip.
Dusk has this beige foam on his upper lip, and you smell this salty, buttery fragrance as you take the first sip, and it infuses through your sinuses, and it smells buttery, like the best brown butter sauce. It's smooth, but it does have just the tiniest kick, enough to keep it interesting. And by the time you finish your first mug, tankard, you are feeling more alert and sociable than usual. You will have a +2 to charisma and perception checks for the next 24 hours.
To charisma and perception checks. Okay.
So that's any checks based on charisma and
Yeah.
any checks specifically perception.
Got it.
Maev's already done the
I'm
thing.
gonna do mine.
So what I have left is Foggy and Snaps.
I will do mine.
Yours is light pink with little tiny shards of white stuff floating in it.
Yeah. What's the nose on it?
Right. Checking.
It's all good. I'm patient.
Flowers. Oh, yep. Flowers and coconuts. And I need either a Constitution or a Wisdom saving throw.
Alrighty. Pull up my stats here because my tablet fell asleep while I was just listening. We'll go with wisdom. 14.
14. Hold on, because this one has a longer description.
Oh boy.
And I just want to copy and paste it for you. Sultan Landing Restaurant. Copy.
Just so you can find me easier.
Discord.
Da-da-da-da-da.
Back to the chat. And then snaps. As you take a sip, it feels warm in your mouth, and then that warmth spreads as you swallow it down through your middle and out to your limbs, and it out across your face. There's a slight blush in your face or flushing sensation all the way out, and then there's this tickling sensation at the tips of your ears. And finally, a tremor of energy vibrates in all of your muscles. I need a Constitution saving throw, please.
Constitution saving throw.
12.
I see. So she takes a sip and then it feels good. So she drinks the whole thing. And then you're all looking and her eyes pop big, wide open. And she starts to vibrate and shake. And then all of a sudden, her mouth flies open and she screams, "Zoomies!" and then jumps out of her chair and runs around the restaurant at high speed for about 60 seconds. And then returns to her seat, and I need you to roll 3d6.
Oh, Jesus.
3d6. Okay.
And I just need the 3 individual results, please.
Okay.
Well, that gift's perfect.
By the way, since Snaps is furry and she can't blush, you guys saw her fur puff up.
Yeah.
It was like Ghibli when like the hair or Ghibli, whatever it is. Okay, so I have a 4, a 2, and a 2.
Cool. So nothing bad happens, and you now have a +2 to your dexterity and constitution scores for the next 24 hours.
Wow. All right then.
She's just sitting there vibrating with her massive pupils and her fur puffed out.
Yep. In case anyone's interested, Rasa is drinking squid ink, which I think she's had before. Dusk is eating cerulean butterbeer. Maiev is drinking Eternal Mother's Spirit. Foggy is drinking something I will not name. Snaps is drinking Leopard's Nip. And Aste is drinking that Tamaranian Tanqueray Zorkberry tonic.
I'm gonna need some more of that. I'm gonna need some of that to go. That stuff is good. It's literally just text, and that stuff is good. I love it. Also, I totally know what Foggy's drinking, but I won't say it. You're welcome.
Okay.
DM me,
Oh.
motherfucker.
Yeah? You want to bet?
Yes, I do.
What is
Was
it?
I
Is it
right?
called again?
DM me the name, mama, because I'm pretty sure he's right.
Yeah. Want to bet the low int guy?
Hey, I'm the second highest int of the party. You're the yeah. Okay, he's got it.
I know exactly what you're drinking.
Alrighty.
No matter.
Okay.
Anyways.
So, dinner progresses. Anybody's glass is empty and says something to the effect of, I want more of that. Trini, or whatever her name was, Trinity, will come back with another one and put it in front of you and just walk away. There's very little conversation that happens in this restaurant.
Am I able to get any servings of this to go? Is the question.
I would like to be a little creepy.
Creepy.
I would like the next time I lay eyes on Trini, like I can, or Trinity, whatever you said her name is.
Mhm.
The next time I can actually see her. If she is, I know how this works. I know how to play this character. If she is within 30 feet of me, she will hear my voice in her head.
Mhm.
And I'll just be like, "Hey, so sorry if you heard other things. Anyway, this drink is interesting, but do you have baldy locks?"
So she has walked in. She has put the new cup in front of Aste and turned to walk out, and then stopped walking. Turned back around and said, "No, but I wish I did. And yes, Jessup is very hot." And then turns and walks out.
Maiev just completely, her entire face changes color and she just stares at the table.
Was that conversation out loud?
She just said it to the room, turned around and walked out.
Wait, said what again? Something.
She said, "No, but I wish I did. And yes, Jessup is really hot." And then turned around and walked out.
Who the fuck is Jessup?
Tall one.
Neb shoves a piece of fish in her mouth and pretends like she's not listening.
Who the hell is Jessup?
I genuinely don't think Aste would know who Jessup is. That's really funny.
No, Aste probably never met Jessup.
Yeah,
You
so I'm,
only met him
asking now,
once.
I'm like sitting back, still sipping. I'm like, who's Jessup?
Don't worry about it, big guy.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Wrong NPC was in my head at the time. Okay. Noted. Noted.
Does anyone have anything to say or any feelings about the food that they've been provided?
Absolutely splendiferous.
No,
Compliments to
I'm just absolutely devouring.
I say compliments to the chef.
Wow. Really good. How'd they know?
Epps is trying not to think about the fact that someone was rooting around in her head, but you know what? This is all very delicious, and that drink was something. I'm not going to question it too hard.
But now I'm curious because like with all the magic going around, I need to know something. Because I am just as much impressed as I am worried. So I need to figure something out here. Do I really not have detect magic as like any? Is detect magic a spell in 5e? Detect magic's a spell in 5e.
Yes.
I just have it. There's no way I don't have.
You don't have it?
There's no.
I think he just got attacked by a facehugger. Or was revealed to be a body snatcher in anger at not having access to detect magic. It's probably one of those things that you just forgot to take on a level up at one point.
I didn't think I needed, I guess. Okay, well, I don't have it.
You built yourself for damage up until this point, and
well,
the second we see a scroll of it, we've got you.
Oh, he built himself for damage and teleportation. Don't mess that up.
Yeah, I have movement utility. But holy crap, man. I did not think I wouldn't have detect magic.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a given. Holy crap. Okay, well, I don't have it.
Anyway.
You know what?
Does he say anything about detect magic?
Did I ever get the pearl for identify?
Yeah.
I did.
We gave you the pearl
Yes.
from the bag.
Yes. we
Okay,
did
I
that.
would like to use identify on my food.
On your food?
On my food. Is there illusion happening here? Am I being gypped into eating like terrible food and thinking it's good?
So I think identify is a ritual, so it would take 10 minutes to do, or can you do it as an
I can cast it
instantaneous
as
spell?
I can cast it as a minute or a ritual. I use a
Okay.
spell slot for casting it for a minute, so I don't stop
Great.
anyone.
So 60 seconds later, you are still looking at a plate of partially eaten medallions of boar paired with seasonal fruit compote and a root vegetable puree. The rim of the plate, there is a ring of gold decoration on the rim of the plate, which is very sparkly and shiny, which may quite possibly be enhanced in some way so that the plate itself, it cleans itself.
Okay. And you hear like a sigh of relief as he just continues eating.
Yeah, the food is definitely real and normal food, but the plate itself is enchanted to become automatically clean as soon as it touches water.
That is insane.
I have a question for the DM.
Yes.
Was I required to fork up my Wand of Secrets?
It's not a weapon.
Yeah, I don't think it does damage. So no,
It doesn't.
It wouldn't have set off any alarms.
Okay. I'm gonna pull it out all, sneaky like under the table and use it.
And you'll have to remind me again what it does.
While holding it, I'm pushing buttons I did not intend to push. While holding my wand, I can use an action to expend one of its charges. If a secret door or trap is within 30 feet of you, the wand pulses and points at the one nearest you.
30 feet. I'm going to say that you are more than 30 feet from the front desk, and so it is inert. It doesn't respond. But if you had been closer to the front desk, it would alert you to that panel on the front desk where your weapons got sucked in.
Okay.
But no, there doesn't appear to be any secret hidey holes in this restaurant.
Okay. I guess that's fair.
And once we get to a place where your plates are essentially 75% consumed, Janae would start popping out of the kitchen and making a once around the table, just politely examining each plate to see if any silverware has been placed down to indicate that you have finished eating. And if everybody's still eating, she will just walk away again. But at any point somebody puts their napkin on the table or puts their silverware down in their plate, she will scoop up the plate and take it back to the kitchen.
And I will say a thank you to that, because as a dainty elf, I'll probably be the first to finish eating. I also probably just don't eat much in general as an astral sea inhabitant.
And one of those trips, when she comes back out, she places a small glass on the table in front of Aste that has a piece of linen stretched over the top with a pretty little piece of string tied around it to keep the gauze over the top of the glass. And beneath the gauze, you see a collection of Zorka berries just sitting in the glass.
Mm. Okay.
And she's just going to put it in front of you and walk away.
Okay.
Very kind.
Yeah, absolutely. That's awesome. So what
The glass that I have in front of me. You said it's roughly like the size of a rocks glass?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to lean over to Snaps and just kind of whisper, "Can I have one of the bottles of Jean's booze?"
Snaps.
Snaps.
Sorry, I was having an issue. What happened? Missed it.
Mayav
I'm
leaned
sorry.
over. You're fine. Mayav leaned over and just kind of whispered at you, "Can I have one of the bottles of Jean's booze? The booze for Jean. The booze Jean likes."
Okay.
That
Snaps
booze.
very still very keyed up. She's got the bag of holding between her feet like a purse. She's going to eyes big and looking around. She's gonna reach a hand down and start digging in the purse until she finds a bottle, and then she's gonna pass it under the table.
Nice. I'm gonna pour a shot worth, and I'm gonna look around the table. We're going to bed next, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna throw my shot back.
There is a saving throw that goes with Baldy locks, but I can't remember all the rules about it.
You're supposed to breathe in, and then breathe out or something slowly.
Oh yeah,
don't
you
breathe in.
definitely have to take a great big huge breath, then you throw the shot back and slowly exhale, otherwise your face burns off.
Yeah, I mean, I do it the
Very,
right
very
way because I'm a
unpleasant booze.
professional.
Yeah.
I know there was a con save involved, and it's a 21.
So whatever negative thing that could have happened is definitely not going to
Yeah,
happen if you
definitely
rolled a
not.
21. Yeah.
Right. And I'm gonna wait until Trinity's walking up to the table, and then I'm gonna pour a second one and set it down next to me.
And your glass is no longer full of clear liquid. It's full of a very small amount of an amber liquid.
Uh-huh.
And she will, assuming that y'all are wrapping up the meal and she's going to be collecting everyone's glasses, and she will very carefully pick up that glass while holding very clear and stern, complete and utter eye contact with you as she reaches down and picks up the glass and places it on her tray. And then just before she turns, she gives you a little wink, high speed, and then turns and walks away with her hand on that glass on the tray and just takes it out of the room.
Nice.
How kind of you.
I don't know what you're talking about. And her
Above
face
table.
is still like
Yeah.
multicolored.
Yeah. Above table. My dumbass thought you were gonna throw a shot of Baldy locks into what you were drinking.
Oh no. No. No baldy bombs. No baldy bombs.
Ah, damn it, that's funnier. Son of a bitch.
Alrighty. So, on her last round, coming around to pick up the very last of the plates, Janae will announce that that will be 3 gold pieces each, please.
Oh, of course.
would I have?
Snaps will having the purse for the bag of holding. I'll get it. So 3 for everybody.
you.
And then I would like holding it up. I was like, for my extra like jar of sorghum berry. I'm assuming this is the drink, or is this just the berries?
This is just a jar of berries that has been provided you as a snack for later.
Oh, I appreciate that. How much would that be on top of my 3?
Oh, it's if there were to be an extra charge, sir, it would not have happened.
Well,
And she's just waiting for the gold to be handed over.
and I'll hand over my
3
gold.
times 6 is
If-
18 gold.
I'll
As I'm
19,
tallying it
20,
up,
21 gold.
is Samity here with us? Did Samity not come to dinner?
Oh my gosh, I did not write Samity into the dinner plan, so she must be having a headache.
Okay,
She
so
was
Samity has to
having a
lie down.
headache, and you left her in the room while you went and took care of Wart Hurl.
That makes sense.
So Janae will, when she came out to collect the gold, she announced it was 3 gold pieces each. And then as you're counting out the gold, she will place an extra small tray on the table with a cloche on top, and flip it over toward whoever's handing her the gold and say, this is compliments from the kitchen for your friend.
I will give her 21 gold.
Great. She's not going to argue. She'll take the extra gold and wander off. And if you lift the cloche, you will see there is a bowl of exquisite looking, very chunky chicken noodle soup.
Wonderful.
Very nice. And I am just sitting on a hammock at some fucking stars at this point. I'm just like, well, so what's the next plan?
I don't want to do it in the middle of the restaurant. We did want to message our stalker. Maybe we do that up in the room.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good room activity.
Do I have a spell for that? I don't know if I do. I have a message, but I don't know. That it requires line of sight, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
Okay, so we have paid the bill and had our lovely dinner and booze, and I'm trying to decide if everything at the meal has occurred that needed to occur.
I believe so. I don't know. Seems like it. Other than the salmon.
Great. Yep, we're good. So, yep, there we go. Wow, Maev just drops 2 platinum pieces on the table as you walk away.
We had 2 servers.
Ah. Okie dokie. So, 2 platinum pieces works out to be how many gold? 20?
20.
20.
And Snaps paid 1 extra gold.
I paid basically 3 more gold for Samity's meal.
Okay. Yeah.
6 times 3
They'll
is
work out
18,
the math.
and 21.
Yeah, they'll work out the math on their end. Don't worry about it. It's fine. And you make your way out into the lobby. Mr. Gouty Snoot is greets you and asks, and rather than asking how was your meal, says, I'm sure your meal was quite enjoyable. Is there anything else we could do or provide for you this evening before you retire?
Seems fine to me. I don't need anything.
Not that I can think of.
You'll find that we've delivered fresh linens and extra pillows and towels to your room. If you wish to or need any additional creature comforts, please let us know. And he waves you off toward the stairs.
Yay.
All right. Well, quite a unique place, eh?
Indeed.
Ugh.
All right. Are we checking in on creepy stalker guy?
Is there a rune or something that we walk past, like that's the alarm system that Aste would notice?
There's
Like the
nothing
alarm that
visible.
went off.
Nothing visible.
Yeah,
Nothing
no,
visible,
there's
okay.
nothing visible.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, I guess we can go up to the room and message Blurry Guy.
Do we get all of our weapons back when we're going upstairs?
No.
Shit. Okay.
You can't get on the stairs with your weapons, remember? You set off the
Yeah.
alarm last time because you forgot you had a javelin on you.
Yeah, I remember that now.
It makes me glad I'm a caster.
Yeah.
It does. It's just like I don't feel unsafe at any given time, especially as a blade singer.
The veiled one's got my back. And I have claws. Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Hey, same.
So, who's doing this
Okay.
talk to stalker thing? Am I a part of that? I'm
Yeah,
curious.
so the short version is that there were these bandits and they had bald spots on their heads, and we realized with their hair missing that someone was probably scrying on them. And then later we met this guy who took the bandit's hair and he attacked us, and he was with the stumble pump lady who was the second wife, and she was human, but then she was a dragonborn actually. And then this guy, he summoned this giant demon dragon-y thingy, and it was kicking our ass. Anyway, so Ross's dragon godfriend came and saved us. But anyway, this guy that summoned the evil thing, he's kind of blurry. It's kind of weird. It's hard to explain. He got away. And anyway, somebody's been watching us, and I think it's him.
Okay, and how are we gonna watch him back?
He's the only person who knows about us that, might want payback. Or Stumblepump's wife lady, right? Whoever she is. Or did she die in
Died.
that cave?
She's dead.
She died in the
Denora
Yeah,
is
she
dead.
died.
Right. Never mind. So yeah, he's really the only one who would have any ill will towards us, as it were.
Okay, but now it occurs to me, if he's you or someone is like had to have the hair from the bandits to scry, how is this unknown person scrying on us? Or do you have to have something physical?
They just
Having
need to
something physical
know.
makes it easier, I believe.
Yeah.
Makes it
If
easier. Okay.
but if they know
Yeah,
how,
that role you guys are doing in the morning is related to the success and failure of that.
And the DC changes if you have an item from the person. Foggy's not the one saying that because he doesn't know shit, but above table.
Yeah.
To answer that question.
Yeah. I should know. I think Snaps either has or will get scrying. I think clerics can get that.
Also, sis, you beat me to it because I was waiting for a break in conversation to say that exact thing.
Nipped up Snaps.
It's what the chat channel is for. Absolutely living for it.
Where's my recording software? I've been forgetting to show off some of the gifts.
I gotta get.
happening.
I stay caught up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just don't know
Nipped
how
up
we're gonna
snaps will
screw
get
that.
back done in a heartbeat.
Even I can't cast scry.
So anyway, so Snaps is counting on her fingers. I think the consensus. That's a good word. Consensus was that we were going to message him or do a sending to him. She's counting on her fingers, counting up.
I suppose it's worth a
25
shot. I
words.
mean, if he's blurry, but we know kind of, it's like you met the person, but you don't. In a way, you can try.
That was the wrong button.
Needs to be someone I'm familiar with, I think.
Sorry, gang, I stopped the record for a literal 1 second. It's all good now.
A creature with which I am familiar.
With which you are familiar. Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, define
Right.
familiar.
I saw his blurry ass up on that
The blurry man.
bridge thingy. The blurry man.
This is the guy that Maiev attacked with gravity, right?
No, I did that to the stumble pump chick.
Oh, okay. But this was that encounter.
Yeah, he stayed up on the
Yeah,
ridge.
that encounter.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Snaps is going to cast Sending.
Mhm.
And she's going to say, "Don't act like you can't hear me. Who are you? What do you want from us? You've had no luck killing us, so let's talk."
25. I assume because you typed that out ahead of time.
Did type that one up. Anything that comes after this, I'm going to have to count and figure out.
All right, Mama, I'm ready to count.
I don't know that we should let Snaps nip and send.
Yeah, well, you know.
Nip and phone. More nip, boys. Is like the only message she can send.
I assume the mom is also typing out 25 words.
No, I'm just thinking.
Mm.
You hear, because this person can respond in their head without speaking aloud, correct?
Correct. I hear the message.
They can answer in a manner, in a like manner immediately, so it's just inside their head.
just
They don't
inside
have
his
to
head.
say it out loud.
Correct.
Right.
Cool.
Correct.
You hear the words, "My life is of more value to me than yours." And that's all you get.
This
Wow.
is why I'm
Life is of more
posting
value
alarm
to me
on my
than
room.
yours.
What?
So wait, is someone making him do this?
Oh, fuck, he's not the top of the ladder. You're totally right.
Well, who wants alarm cast in their room tonight? 'Cause I'm definitely doing it tomorrow.
I mean, I've got room to keep pestering this guy. I've got enough juice in the tank.
Oh, definitely. I don't
We
wanna
want to
use-
try any other sendings?
We could ask them if they're not the top of their rank.
Who do they? What's their organizational structure? Really, are they
Exactly.
pyramid scheme, or are they more flat?
Snaps is gonna cast Sending again.
I'm ready.
Hey,
No.
who's your boss?
Come on, man.
Who's your daddy?
That was a lot of haze.
Who is your daddy?
10 haze followed by 3 words.
Nipped up cat casts sending.
Is that it?
It's gotta be. She just pulled 25 words.
Well, no, that was
your boss?
13.
Oh,
Hey.
there you go.
Until she feels the spell run out.
Cool.
She's so flippin'. Hey, howdy, hey.
I don't think he's going to answer. I don't think he's going to answer the second time. But you may get a bleed through of his inability to control his own internal struggle not to laugh. So you may get a bleed through of something that seems like a chuckle, but it's not a genuine response. Like he's clearly not responding, but you get something that might strike you as a laugh.
Then she's gonna upcast. And she's not even gonna say anything to the group. She's just doing this. She's gonna upcast 4th level Sending. Hey, you think I'm funny? You don't really want to kill us.
No block button. Can't block this, telemarketer.
I've got a hand in my chin. I'm just like, this is what we learned magic for.
Absolutely. Are you? Of course.
Absolutely harass her enemies.
This is exactly what the mainstream used magic for. I'm so proud.
Yay. Is there a response? Mama?
Ain't no way.
Yes. You're just going to get back a clearly chuckling just having difficulty maintaining bad guy composure that comes back with just, yes, today you are funny. And that's it.
Tell me Snaps giggles.
Dickhead.
Assuming this is all happening in Snaps' head, we're just watching Snaps just have just the yoked out conversation in her head.
Oh, I thought Snaps was doing her half out loud.
Oh, okay.
No, the last one
Half
she
she's
did.
doing out loud. Yes. You do hear all the haze and the giggling, and you think I'm funny. You don't want to kill us.
Dusk is
And then she just kind of sighs.
Dusk is sort of face palming, just like, well, I'm sure he's terrified now.
Oh, snap.
Quicken in his boots, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It was a long shot. I didn't think he'd talk to me anyway. I just think I'm funny, though.
Well, there you go.
We can win him over with giggles.
Oh, I just banged my elbow against my desk.
Good luck.
Don't do that. It can be unpleasant.
Oh yeah, I also shouldn't do it because this desk is glass.
Oh. Right.
Dangerous.
Well,
So, dinner
that was-
complete,
that was
boozing complete, messaging complete, sending complete. Anything else this evening before sleep?
Technically, yes, but you know what it is, Mama.
I do.
I figure you know what it is. A thing that I've been teasing as a player character for in-game several days now, and in real life, months. Snaps, Mama.
The drink.
Yeah, you're going to have to be blatant in the private message. I don't know what you mean. Or just do it, whatever it is.
Yeah, unless anybody else has anything to do, as we're choosing our rooms, I would gently, politely request with the rest of the party that I get a room alone with Snaps for a little bit.
Well, I'm just going to talk to my god, commune, if you will.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask if anyone wants alarm cast on the room.
Ooh, that's a good idea.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Yeah, we should.
I can cast
Yeah.
as many times as we need it for resting.
Remind me how many individual bedrooms there are, Mama? It's 3?
There are 3 individual rooms with 2 beds,
2 beds
per
each?
room.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who am I bunking with?
There's 7 of us now, so someone.
And there's a very
on the floor. It's
comfy,
gonna take a
pulled-out sofa. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in Alpha trance, so
Yeah.
I don't really mind. But I should at least know who I'm bunking with. So we've got Foggy and Snaps, we've got blank and blank, and then blank and blank and blank.
I just want to, wherever fits me
Samity
best.
is in one of the rooms.
Yeah, Samity's
Samity
already
is
probably
in one of the rooms.
Okay. Well, I'll take whoever needs
the frag
my
is that?
protection then, I guess. Whoever feels the least safe.
Probably you and Samity, and then the rest of us all in one room.
Okay.
My perception's enhanced, so maybe I'll detect people trying to enter my room in my dreams.
Oh, my ear itches. Jesus wept.
All right,
Oh,
so
sure.
Aste takes the bowl of soup into Samity.
Mm-hmm.
Naps and Foggy find a room. Dusk and
I'll just
Maiev, or
Rasa.
Dusk and Rasa, or Rasa and Maiev take the last room. Dusk will have the sofa because there's a moonbeam glowing out of the
Perfect.
window directly onto the sofa.
Perfect.
And so Rasa and Maiev will take the third room. There we go.
So again, I will. I'll cast alarm on all 3 of the rooms. That's fine. I have no issue with that.
Cool.
Or you could cast alarm on the door to the suite.
Oh, is that? I guess that could work. Yeah. Well. Yeah, I suppose that's fair.
Yeah.
That way you would get Dusk too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine then, and I can save a couple castings. All right.
Yeah.
But it'll only awake me, I think.
True.
No, it's a. I thought it was a noise that woke everybody, but whatever. It's fine.
I can make it audible, but I can also make it mental.
Ah, got it. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll only wake me up. Maybe.
So Dusk will, in the moonlight. Is there like a? Is there a way? Is there like a porch or any kind of a balcony that would lead? To,
sure. Yeah, there's a little, 3 foot wide by 3 foot out by 6 feet wide, double door situation. Very tiny little balcony with wrought iron railing that overlooks the sea.
So Dusk will definitely set up kind of a kneel down and set up a little commune ritual here. Burn some incense and cast commune. And so, first question Dusk is going to ask is, did you take my memory from me?
Hmm. You feel the presence of your goddess, that gentle breeze and that warm embrace, very motherly sensation that you often feel in her presence. And on this particular occasion, it feels very much like a cloak draped over your shoulder. And rather than a yes or no, you feel that there is more to this answer than just yes or no. There is this is too complicated for yes or no. But there is still a tinge of she is responsible in some way. But it is not appropriate for her to answer with yes or no.
Got it. Okay. Dusk is like inwardly just like okay. Second question. Dusk will ask, "Are we being followed?" Physically.
Yeah, the cloak over your shoulders that you felt sort of dissipates. You still feel the presence of your goddess, but you no longer feel that layer of protection of an external cloak. And instead, you feel a sincere, almost a whispering voice, but also sort of a musical tone that is a very low basal tone, not a tinkling, joyful sound, but more of a low drone that one might recognize as a negative response.
No. Okay. They learned their lesson, apparently.
Your question was specifically that you were you being physically followed?
Yeah, physically, yeah. And then the third question will be, does the blurry man as we know him have a master of his own?
And this time you get a high jingle bell frequency tinkling sound that is like ding, 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 ding. You got it, my boy.
Right. And with a bit of a sigh, Dusk will be like, just sort of like inwardly thinking, it's okay that you took my memory. Like, if you had something to do with it, that's not the problem at all. It's just understanding what happened to me. It's complicated, it sounds like, so which means I need to learn more.
That warm, enveloping cloak returns like an embrace or a warm, comforting layer of protection and soothing wall between you and the outside world.
Right. Well, I have some more questions, but another day. And that was ritual. Do I have any more spell slots for sending? Have I not done sending today? There it is.
You literally were shopping. You got in a carriage. You did some shopping, and you, I think you messaged Warthurl the previous day.
Yeah. Dusk is going to then send a message to his mother.
Okay.
He's going to say, "Hi, Ma. Figured out what attacked Frowold. Was a Remoraz. Why did it attack? Seems unusual. Is there anything I can do to help? Love." You were going to say love you, but you ran out of words at the very last second.
Okay, so your mom is going to respond. Remoraz makes sense. They are, and Gregory, I hope you're counting for me. Gregory, are you counting for me?
Yes.
Remoraz makes sense. They are what's that word? Obligate predators.
Obligate.
Just so that I know Will is looking up the right word. Obligate as in obligatory?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, mostly meat eaters. Yep.
Yeah. Hunting through vibration.
And Dusk was thinking like, oh no, was I vibing too hard that night?
Obligate hunters funding. What is that term that means that they don't think as much as they react because it's in their nature to do so? What is that word?
Instinctive?
Instinctual. Yeah.
Instinctual.
Yeah. So obligate hunters, instinctual, and hungry. Sometimes there is no reason. And if she has any words left,
Of which she has 6.
of which she has 6, she says, I hope you are well, son.
Wonderful.
Dusk will ponder that for a moment. And
Close that notepad as though you were done. You might not be.
yeah, I was gonna say I'm gonna do one more sending, and before I relinquish this, I'm hogging the lime layer.
Hey, I'm about to, man. You're good.
Okay. All right. Last sending of the night. Dusk is gonna pitch his own sending to the blurry man.
Oh boy. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Headshot.
I'm thinking of myself here.
Okay. First word. Got it. What's next?
Yeah. Don't let my inebriated friend make you think we're not going to find you. I'll protect this place if it's the last thing I do.
Exactly 25. Well fucking done, sir. Especially because of how improvised that felt with the pause in the middle.
Yeah.
Mama, your response?
Okay, so the message was, don't let my drunken friend mislead you. I'm going to protect this place no matter what.
Yes.
Make you think
we're going to find you. Okay,
Make you
so
think we're not
you're okay. So you're looking for me, and you're going to protect Dybrook.
This I said this place. Yeah.
This place, but
Yeah,
he
the
could
implication
infer
is
you
this
meant
place.
Dybrook.
You know.
Yeah. Okay.
Ready to count.
The magical text messages being all crazy tonight.
Yeah. You and your friends need not look, is all you get.
And instantly, I'm glad I put up the alarm.
Lord Almighty.
So you and your friends need not look. That's all you get.
Hmm. Okay, and that wishful thinking on his part. Need not look. All right, and Dusk will get more comfortable for the night.
All right.
Cuddling up on the couch. With little itchy spots on the top of your head where your changes are happening.
Rasa is throwing in the towel here, but if we want to conclude this social thing,
Don't stop on my account.
yeah, Rasa's just
Oh,
heading for the bed.
Sarah's going to bed?
She's.
I've been sick and I am crashing, so don't stop on my account. I can always listen to it once it's uploaded. And I've given Will permission to do what he may on my behalf.
Okay. Okay.
Right off.
Good night.
We'll make sure Gregory gets it uploaded as quickly as possible.
Yeah. Unlike
Hope you
last
feel
time.
better.
Anyways, on to the Foggy and Snap show.
Don't fucking
Destino.
phrase it like that. So, Foggy's gonna begin the process of settling into the room with Snaps. That will probably be about a minute and a half after the door closes. Awkward silence where he's just prepping for sleep and not actually saying anything before
And
he begins.
she's still keyed up. Although she's
I'm
kind of
sure, yeah.
moving, starting to move from the high key initial nip to the mellow that comes after. She's kind of in that transitional period as she's also getting ready for bed.
All right. Hey, Snaps.
What's up?
Can I confide in you for a few minutes?
Of course.
I talked to Maev a little bit recently because she is a literal mom, and so I felt as though she would have a good mom vibe to help me deal with a thing. And for the record, if you ever need that particular kind of therapy, she's very good at it. Despite being a little over 120, I still sometimes don't really know what my own feelings mean. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I feel a deep connection with all of you guys. You don't know this because you weren't here for it, but when we as an adventuring crew started, those four, I can do math, and one other who is no longer a friend of ours, just happened to be in a bar when I noticed a problem and conscripted assistance. And so every time I see any of you get hurt, it kind of makes me feel personally responsible. And I know it shouldn't, because at this point, everybody is here voluntarily, you especially.
I mean, I was also in a bar when how many of you are there? 5 of you? 4 of you at the time. 4 of you.
4 of us
stumbled
at the time,
in
yes,
and
oh yeah,
found me.
that's a valid point. Anyway, I'm rambling. With that, I've always felt a deep connection with all of you, and sometimes I've been unsure what it truly means. Like, is this a, oh god, I care about this person and don't want to see them get hurt, or a, I care about this person and hope they care about me romantic-y kind of feeling. And with everybody but 2 of you in this group, that has kind of settled out into, I just don't want to see them get hurt. With Dusk, because of the shit he's pulled me out of, the guy feels like a brother to me, and that's what that is. And then he like very silently sort of stares into the middle distance down at a 45-degree angle and just kind of punches one palm. And then there's you.
Has he been watching Snap's face at all through this?
He probably would have been dancing up towards it occasionally, but not being able to hold eye contact for more than 5 seconds at a time.
Okay.
But he's definitely watching you at least a little. Am I
Because
noticing
Snaps
anything?
doesn't have much of a filter
Right.
right now. And when Foggy is looking at her, he is seeing what he is describing reflected back at him. Just
yeah.
what he has described feeling for the group and certain others. I don't know how much of that he's picking up on.
If the DM wants to weigh in, would an insight total of 17?
That depends. Is Snaps
17.
trying to keep that under wraps?
She would have if she hadn't had a drink that she failed to stay on.
So
Alright.
yeah, he's seeing it.
I care a great deal about all of these people, but I have over the last several, I don't even know how long at this point. It probably started around the time that you saved Karak. I care a great deal for you. Now, and then he at this point reaches like shifts into like a sort of semi-defensive position. I know, I will admit, very little about your upbringing, so I don't know how you and your people and family feel about the idea of romanticism. I don't know if it would be like gross to you to even imply such a thing, or if for whatever other reason you would be uncomfortable. So I'm just gonna pass the ball in your direction.
No. Of course she kind of trails off, and what you have seen is a slowly dawning surprise that softens into something like a yearning hope that is quickly chased by fear, and then after that it gets kind of messy. And she's she kind of stumbles for a little bit, and it's not against our tradition to have a partner. But clerics aren't for everyone, especially not those of us who follow a death goddess. I am tied to grief and death, and that's not for everybody. And she's just kind of rambling a little bit at this point, and
this is probably about the moment he'd cut her off anyway and say, well, I mean, I first of all don't really mind that, and I think it's part of what makes you such a caring individual that you are so focused on the end point at times that, you know, I think that makes you a really good person. And also, to sort of add a little bit of levity because you seem to be stressing yourself out a little, I'm not exactly disconnected from death myself, as dark as that is. So the idea of someone spending their life focusing entirely on death doesn't exactly scare me, if that's your concern. And I know our connections to the concept of death are very different, but it doesn't scare me.
And her gaze has kind of fallen to her hands a little bit. You said you're over 100.
Yeah.
Tabaxi, we live about as long as humans do.
He nods.
if we, I don't want to. I don't. The best case, if we both live long, happy lives, and die of natural causes, I will break your heart.
I know. That's always the gamble of a person of elven blood feeling a connection with someone who is not. I was raised aware of that risk.
I might need to think about this a little.
Hey, that's okay. That is okay. Take as much time as you need. If you are of the opinion that you don't think it would work, I will let these feelings fade as I have in the past, and it won't affect us.
All right.
Okay. Do you want the room to yourself? I will happily sleep on the floor outside.
That's not necessary. You
Okay.
go ahead and go to sleep.
I take the opposing
I'll just sleep
bed and-
here.
Yeah. Good night.
And she's going to face the wall, and
Oh, I'm
she's
sure,
going to
I'm
take a
sure.
while to fall asleep.
Yeah.
Very well done for both of you.
Thank you. Ugh. Ugh.
And so the two of you settle in, crawl under the luxurious covers, settle down into the comfortable, fluffy, down-filled beds, hugging pillows and laying back to back, each facing opposite wall.
In different beds.
with Foggy facing a window and Snaps facing a wall. And so, Foggy, you have a view of the moon, very much like Dusk has a view of the moon from the room he is in. And there does seem to be as you settle in and try to rest and relax, the cloud cover sort of parts and moves so that the moon is completely unobscured as you gaze out the window.
All right. I probably struggle to sleep a little bit just because of a inherent connection to Dusk and the fact that he's also dealing with some shit. But I'll get to sleep eventually.
And of course, somewhere along the line during that encounter conversation, early on actually in that conversation, you did have a few chuffs coming from Kurok when you were talking about Dusk, just so you know.
Sure. I'm sure.
Okay. So there's that. Anybody else have anything else they want to do or say? I'm assuming Maiev is doing some tattooing in front of Rasa. They might have some girl talk before bed.
I would like to.
Player genuinely cannot recall which piece character is working on at the
Okay.
moment.
It sounded like Aste was saying something.
Yes. So I want to describe. You said I had about 4 hours since I sleep for 4 or trance for 4. I was curious about something though, because this is a little workaround technically, and I'm not sure if it would work. So I'm asking. I am a 5th level sorcerer, 4th level wizard, which means technically I know 2nd level spells as a wizard and 3rd as a sorcerer.
Mm-hmm.
But I was wondering, if I scribe, could I put that on either of my lists? Like, technically, if I'm because I want to level my sorcerer more. But if I'm going to scribe, that means I could only ever level scribe up to 2nd levels.
Your wizard spells would be limited to your wizard level.
Okay.
So if you decided not to advance any further in wizard, then transcribing those scrolls that are greater than your current wizard
Wizard
level
Okay.
would be a waste of time and energy for you.
Correct. Because what you are scribing into is your wizard spellbook.
Gotcha. So I
Yeah.
don't need 2 of these scrolls, actually. Crap.
Yeah. So I wouldn't
Yeah,
bother
if you-
burning the resources to
if-
scribe the third yet.
Yeah, and you could take your gold back if you already knew that you were never going to increase your level in wizard. You could take all the gold back and we can decide that you did not pick up those scrolls and paper.
Thank you. You would be the best. So I can add 480 back to that. Because I had only thought about that later.
Yeah.
But I do have 2 scrolls I can do, so I'll do those. Just a moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I have a level 1 scroll of Long Strider and Fog Cloud. So I will add both of those to my wizard spell list.
Yeah, because it would only take an hour for each of them, and you can do up to 4 hours in a day.
Yep.
So, but that would mean that you need 100 gold pieces worth of the parchment and ink.
Yeah, I bought all 600, so I'll just turn that to 500.
Yeah.
There we go. That's good.
And then if in the future you decide there are more level 1 or 2 spells from the wizard that you want to pick up, just let me know and I'll make sure that those spell scrolls maybe are available in the world.
So now I learn Fog Cloud and Long Strider. Wait, is Fog Cloud not a wizard spell?
No.
Oh, okay, yes it is, yes it is. I'm just being silly. Don't mind me. Okay, there we go. Thank you. Alrighty. That'll be all then, I guess.
Okie dokie. Morning rolls around. Unless somebody has something else.
Nope.
Cool. Morning rolls around, sun comes up, and Foggy and Dusk both are blasted in the eyeballs with rays of sunshine as the sun crests over the ocean, the light refracting off the waves, sending sparkles into the windows. And it is a glorious and sunny day.
Snaps will probably be the last up. Is she suffering any ill effects from her beverage?
I do not believe anyone has anything negative from their beverages. Let me double check.
Snaps, I think, is the only one that failed.
Yeah, all of the beverages that were provided had no negative effect unless you failed the save, and your negative effect was the 3d6s, and you did not have the resulting need. You didn't roll any 3s, and so you didn't. The negative thing did not happen to you.
Okay.
So
She
good to
does have
go.
a thing she wants to do after Foggy leaves the room, unless he has something to say in the morning.
Nope, he's letting you ruminate on it, so he would wake up, and if you're still laying in bed, he's just gonna leave the room.
Okay.
He's not
On
gonna
being
stalk
alone
you
in the
until you
room,
get an answer.
she is going to do another sending. We're starting out the morning with a sending.
Shit, give me a second.
Okay.
I'm like not prepared for that. I gotta get all my shit out of the way. I have stuff on my desk.
Yay for learning spells. I wonder if there's any place I should be careful.
You go away. Okay, go ahead.
She is going to cast a sending to Hidden Ice. And it's just a short one. She's not going to use all 25 words. Just, hey, I'm just checking in. I'm well. Missing home. How is everyone? I love you all.
Yep. Sure. Great.
Aren't you just so glad that Maev is not smart enough to do sendings just yet?
Just yet. Although, if Maev wants to do a sending, Snaps has helped her do that before.
To some effect, but they were not rooming together last night.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's totally fine.
Okay. Give me a moment, and then please repeat your message.
So the receiver knows who is talking to them. So she didn't introduce herself. She just said basically, "Hey, I'm checking in. I'm well. I'm missing home. How is everyone? I love you all."
You get back. It's sunrise. It's early. Good to hear from you. Sounds like you're doing well. Be careful. Watch your back. Learn all you can. We love you too.
Okay.
Technically, we love, and then it cuts off.
Procrastinating a little bit before she leaves.
Yeah. We love is all you get. Okay.
Well, she's not a cleric, so she's not. She's probably super familiar with sending.
Okay.
Okay. Yep.
Anything else before you leave the room?
Not for snaps. She's just probably going to be quiet and introspective.
Dusk would definitely, when we're getting closer to getting ready to leave, Dusk would definitely sidle up to Snaps and just say, "I did a little checking around. In the my sources in the divine realm say that yes, the blurry man does have a master. So if that wasn't clear, so we're just dealing with a puppet, and we're not being
What does that
followed.
mean?
Well, this would be more with everybody. It's like we're not being followed physically, as it were. Obviously, we're being watched. Which, speaking of which, he's going to do the whole see invisibility.
Oh, yeah, that's a
Right
thing.
before, right as he is talking to Snaps, he's going to cast that too.
Okay, and how long does that last?
Still there? Hello?
Yes, how long does that last?
I don't hear you. Oh no, what happened?
Oh no, what happened?
I
You still can't hear me?
Oh,
Oh.
he's struggling to hear you, but we can.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's his end.
Do-do-do.
Da-da-da.
Hi, how long does that last? Can you hear me now?
Verizon.
Hold on, I know what happened.
For the record, 1 hour, mama.
I lost my speaker.
I know!
Uh-oh.
Hold on. Hold, please.
We are holding.
Please hold for IT support.
EB. Bloop.
EBDB. EBDB.
I've switched my headset since Sarah's went to bed. Sorry,
There
I
you
didn't.
go.
I literally didn't hear anything since I started talking about what I was saying to Snaps. I didn't hear a single thing anyone said to me.
Okay, all the only thing that was said was how long does that last? And Gregory already told me it lasts an hour.
Right.
So you cast your see invisibility, you're having a chit chat, and cool.
Yes, just explaining what I learned from the commune about Blurry Man and that we're not being followed physically.
Cool. This is good.
And I also talked to him too. Told him that better watch his back, basically.
I also think for this long rest, am I able to
or change out an attunement? Would that
Yes.
be okay?
Yes.
Yes.
I'll change out my winged boots for the lure hold primer this time. I feel like today's going to be a learning day.
And then there will be a gentle knock at the door. Tink, 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 tink.
Mhm.
Tink, tink, tink.
They're coming to take my knowledge.
Dusk will, pretending to be the bodyguard, will go over to the door and kind of through the door just say, "Yes, can we help you?"
Oh, good morning, sir. It's Jessup.
Jessup.
I have I have from the kitchen.
Right, Jessup from the kitchen.
No, Jessup on the stairs. I have for you a platter. It's really heavy, sir.
Oh, so I should. Okay. Sorry, where are my manners?
It's not that it's heavy; it's cumbersome. Actually, Can you?
It's awkward, is what you're saying. I see. I know.
Yes, please open the door.
Okay, I'll open the door.
Jesus.
And he's got one enormous, like 4-foot wide platter in each hand that he's balancing. And from the kitchen, sir, if I could just squeeze past you there, I'll put these down on the
Let me help you.
table.
I mean,
Great, here you go. And this platter is very heavy.
+3 strength. I think I can handle it.
Yeah, you got a little boost from last night's dinner. Cool. And he'll follow you into the room and put a platter down on the table and let us know if you need anything. This is compliments from the kitchen, actually, which is unusual. Somebody in your group must have impressed someone in the kitchen.
Well, I don't.
Here,
I guess we ate the food really well, didn't we all?
Yes.
I don't know
everyone-
who's in the room with you. Who's in the room where the dining table?
Who's in the suite main area?
I am. I gave Snap some space.
I'd be awake at this point. Instead of winged boots, you'd see I'd have a floating book in front of me, and I'm just turning the pages and.
Perusing.
Yeah, exactly. And there's like text floating above it.
And is Maev in the room?
I have food.
now Maya was in the room.
Oh,
There's a Maya-shaped hole in the
morning.
wall.
Ma'am, good morning. From the kitchen, and it appears that you all have a guest with you who I did not meet yesterday. Hi.
He flew in late.
Okay, great. Do you require any additional? I guess we're good. I'm gonna go now, and he'll just turn awkwardly try to extricate himself from this terrible social encounter that he's no good at.
But I have tried to take the other one from him and accidentally set off calm emotions.
You calmed his
Because
emotions?
This is my 2 levels in sorcerer. Not quite best got it under my belt just yet, but also it's probably not worth it. Oh, maybe. What would 16 insight? Would Maya's dumbass figure out that she embarrassed this dude? And likely herself.
You could tell that he definitely is slightly more awkward when you entered the room, but if you accidentally brush him against his shoulder when you take the platter, he will you'll see the muscle bunching in his shoulders sort of relax when that happens, and he'll just look at you and nod and just acknowledge that you are there and that you are appealing to him, but he's also going to be very respectful. But no longer be awkward and uncomfortable about it.
Okay, cool.
And he'll let
cool.
you take the tray and more svelte and calmly extricate himself from the space and invite you to let us know if you need anything further. Enjoy your breakfast. And so the trays are covered in plates with cloches, and it's just prepared breakfast foods that you're all relatively familiar with. It looks like purple pancakes, and there's some sort of egg-soaked toasted bread and bacon. And there is one plate that is completely covered in nothing but bacon and sausage and something that looks like roasted a rack of ribs and things of that nature. But yes, all of the delicious foods that you all are relatively familiar with.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
For breakfast, I will intake knowledge.
Oh, and one of the plates does have on it lots of little tiny pieces of pastry and little itty bitty wedges of cheese in a variety of colors and shapes and textures. Like there's got to be at least 10 different kinds of cheese on this plate.
I do like cheese.
I imagine Samity is having a field day.
Yeah, she's probably enjoying the sampling. And she might even have a little giggle with Snaps that it's too bad there aren't any apples.
Don't say that or they'll arrive. You don't know how
Huh?
powerful these people are.
Another knock on the door.
Yeah, really. Just and then another knock on the door. Here's your apples.
Here's some apples. Actually, yeah, that's probably going to happen. The other bodyguard will come up and drop off a knock on the door with a plate. Apparently, you need apples. I didn't even hear the bell ring, but yeah, here's your apples.
Not Jessup this time.
Alright. Well, if we need anything to do with what's the two that this gives? It was history and religion. I can probably help with that today. So, okay.
Alrighty. So breakfast is delicious, and it's wonderful and fabulous, and clearly included in your room as a gift from the kitchen.
Wonderful.
And so there you go. You can pocket some bacon or other meat substances as you see fit, and tell me what happens next.
Well, we do want to check out that gallery today, I think. But I maybe on the way back, I can grab the chocolate for Mrs. Scaros.
And just so we're thinking ahead, do you think we'll be able to maybe charter a boat to go back to Dybrook faster?
And would we leave the... Or can you take horses on a boat? Snaps has never been on a boat. She doesn't know.
That's a good question. I'm sure they can get horses on boats. Especially just two horses. I mean, we'll be fine. Just keep Wine Drinker lubed up and she'll be all right.
Wonderful.
Don't give her that drink I had last night.
Exactly. You know, cast water walking, maybe water breathing on the horses too, just for good measure. I'll just throw it out there. I'm pondering our next steps after now we're talking about the blurry man again, and now I'm thinking about Dybrook, and it's been a while since we've been. I mean, it hasn't been that long. It seems like forever since we've been back to Dybrook. But in terms of calendar, it hasn't been too long.
I mean, this has all felt like a flash to me, to be honest with you, ever since I've met you all. You all are just a blink of the eye so far.
We're
but you're
we're in our wandering era, as it were.
And yet you have. It's never been anything but like
It's
exciting.
real eat, pray, love type shit, you know. All
Okay,
one day.
I have made a note for myself to figure out between now and the next session what the hell would happen if you tried to charter a boat, because I have no idea what would happen if you tried to do that.
Throw that
I
in
will
there.
have to figure that shit out. What happens? Is there a way for a boat to get upriver to where Dybrook is, or would that boat have to drop you where you found that shipwreck? I don't fucking know. I'll have to figure it out.
I'm giving you your homework.
Mm-hmm.
So
Assignment received.
And Dusk has not told us yet. Has not told us about the after conversation with Blurry Guy, has he?
Oh, I said that all I did was, at least when I was not sure, I couldn't hear
I
you.
thought he said
All I
something
said
about
was, I just basically, I did reach out to him myself and told him he better watch his back, and his response was that we need not look for him. Oh, how, if we all lived in a perfect world.
What that sounds like to me is that they're coming to us. But
Oh, that's
Yeah,
a good
but
way
we
to put
also-
it.
Yeah.
It's an interesting take
They're
on
coming
that.
to us, or we're
we're-
going to them.
I think he's saying that if we just stop looking for him, it'll make his life much easier. That we don't need to worry ourselves looking for his arse, trying to scrape together some semblance of justice. But
Uh-oh.
Who did we lose?
Maiev.
Did the storms get her?
Oh yeah, true.
Oh no.
She was sounding a little crackly earlier.
Oh no.
How long ago did we actually lose her?
It sounded like it just happened.
And then for the moment, I'll continue, I guess.
Unless she froze for a while before she dropped off.
I'm gonna send her a text.
And so the book will close in front of him, and Aste will look to the group and be like, "I'm stumped.
On
I'm
what?
genuinely. There's a topic that genuinely eludes me. For all of the knowledge I have no idea how to get closer to you all." And
Get
like
closer.
he says it so matter of factly.
Yeah.
He just says it like it's something you have to learn in a book, of course, because that's just how he is.
Well, and the intelligence level of this group, it's quite possible that one of them would get up and just walk closer to Aste and go
Yeah.
like this.
feel like
Probably
that's
Maiev.
I feel like Maiev would literally just like whatever chair she's sitting in would just reach down and grab and do the chair scoot.
Pull his chair closer to her chair. Yeah,
Or
that's
that,
probably
yeah.
exactly what happens.
Just pull the great axe off of the
Squeak across
back and
the floor.
just hook it under his chair and just.
Also, to anyone who cares, the book is very fancy that he's holding, and it's obviously magical.
Well, yeah, it
It's-
was levitating in front of you a second ago.
Yeah,
Oh,
so it's
yes.
black
Oh,
pages.
but
with
you're
gold.
giving yes, it's one of these.
Yeah, it's black pages, gold ink, and magic runes on the front. But it's just
very
all
fancy.
around now. And he's just like, but genuinely, socially, it eludes me.
Well, social skills are a difficult, complicated concept. Oh yeah, you literally don't know. It just takes time. Right now you are, and he does visible air quotes, close to us in the form of you have our back, we have yours. But as we spend time together, maybe while we're not on actively a task, and we're just out in probably our place of residence back in a town called Dybrook, we'll have the opportunity to actually discuss with you and learn about you, and you'll learn about us. Because
Samity.
you first. as
Oh,
in
no,
mama.
I trust
Amity,
you.
yeah, Simony pops a piece of cheese in her mouth and goes, "I could teach you to make cheese."
That would be fine.
Ooh. Then you could take those skills back to the astral plane and learn how to make astral cheese.
Astral cheese.
Ooh,
You
I
put-
would like to
Can
try
you
astral
put
cheese.
berries in cheese? What about those berries?
And he's going to open and he like points a finger towards Snaps, and he's like, actually, and he like pulls out the Z something berries word.
Mochi berries?
Zorka berries, I think is the word.
Yep.
Hold on. Yep,
Yep.
Zorka berries. Yes. And he's gonna take a couple pieces and are there like little skewers, these cheese pieces?
It's little bits of cheese resting on crackers.
On crackers, gotcha. Okay, and he's gonna like offer pieces of cheese with these berries to these guys. And he's like, you guys have never had Astral Sea like berries before, have you?
No, may I?
Please.
And I will.
You trust me, when you have when it is an entirely different mouthfeel when you understand that these come from the plane of dreams.
Oh, very much yes. And I immediately begin consuming alongside a piece of cheese.
And he'll offer to everyone else, of course.
Snaps is going to say in return, for the record, I've never been off of this continent, and she is going to try the berry by itself, just pure, no cheese with it or anything.
That's fine. Do we have a taste profile for Zorka berries by themselves?
It is quintessential fruit flavored. So that bit of sweet with just the tiniest bit of tanginess in the background. Not tart at all, just a little tangy. Very sweet, very juicy, very wet. And if you eat it with the cheese's saltiness will kick up a notch, just a little bit. And it dances and plays very nicely. And anyone who consumes a Zorka berry will experience a moment of pure, dreamy luxury and restfulness. Not unlike gilly paste, or you guys don't have gilly paste, do you? Not unlike a good berry. That sensation that you've just been bolstered just the tiniest bit, your health just a tiny bit improved.
I love that.
Yeah, Foggy's gonna out loud say, "Oh yeah, do yourself a favor, keep those away from me."
Yeah, as much as we don't need to eat on the astral plane, and as much as my body's been conditioned to not have to, it's
Decadency
still
is
so
nice.
not- Exactly. You get it. Of course, as the fellow elf would.
Okay, I did get a text message from Burris. It says her cell service is not the best, but her head is not happy about the storm or what it's doing. So I wonder if she is suffering from migraine as well as a power outage.
Oh, yeah. We should.
Close up shop
That
the
would
night.
mean we're down 2 people. We should probably call it if it were me.
Yeah.
Pick back up
I'm-
with breakfast and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yep.
Well, from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 7 of us. Goodbye, YouTube.
Goodbye.
Gooby, you too.